Okay, now here we can say that what is the significant points. First setting is okay. Now let's talk about the second settings. Yes. Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. It is me, Michaela Santa. I am here with you. Well, accordance with titles, yes, today we are roasting NabySinha in the talkings about the points to criticize the Ali Khomeini. Well, and now today's point is United States Navy versus Iranian Navy. Well, and here uh, we think that NabySinha promotes just feminism and she is against misogyny in the discussion to criticize Ali Khomeini's regime. Now let's take it. What is her points? Okay, here her point is clear, and we could see. But first of all, let's check it. Here, I think it is NabySinha, and now let's contains the serious moments. Now it is the written the points. Religions come before humanity? Question marks. Well, now accordance with NabySinha, feminism is humanity. And what is the misogyny? That is the religions accordance with NabySinha. Now let's talk about the moments. Okay. I have Oranda's gas after eating. Oh, well, I apologize to see that. Well, I wish you would be feel good. I mean, I wish you would get health back as uh, as soon as possible. Okay, now let's check it. Salam, Habibi. Okay, now it is the points. Here we could see accordance with NabySinha. She asked a question that what the kind of lion Ali Khomeini is, that he cuts women's hairs and he burns women's face because Iranian women did not wear hijab and niqab. Okay, but now I think here something as the moments. Okay. Well, now I think something at the significant moments here Ali Khomeini. Well, here the something I think like NabySinha misled us in the criticism of Ali Khomeini. She did not criticize properly, and now I would teach NabySinha that how uh, to criticize Ali Khomeini. Okay, first of all, here is the points. The significant moments is the United States President Donald Trump naval submarine to attack Iranian Revolutionary Naval Strait of Hormuz. Well, and here departure is Texas City, Texas provincial state of United States of America. And what is the arrival? Arrival is Bandar, Iran. Okay. And what is the via? Via is Suez Canals. Well, naval distance is 18,000 kilometers. Naval time is 1 second. It is United States naval submarine points. Okay. Now, my question is, why don't United States Donald Trump want to attack Strait of Hormuz to destroy Iranian revolutionary naval submarines? It is the moment at the points. Okay. Now let's talk about the points. What is Islamic Iran's? Okay. Now here we came to know that it is this points. Well, okay. Now here, first of all, Iranian Islamic judge in the case of 50 million United States dollars robbery where verdict proposed to Mohammad Faria where accordance with the verdict Michael Frederick's hands would be cut. What is points of Mohammad Faria where she is prosecutions? Okay. Point is Michael Frederick stole her 50 million United States dollars where she earned it by manufacturing submarine with the velocity of 69 kilometer per hours. Okay. And now let's check it the moments. Now let's check what is the defense of Michael Fredericks. Well, according with the defense of Michael Fredericks, here we could see the Michael Fredericks earned the money by manufacturing of submarine with the velocity of 23,000 km per second. Witness none. Evidence money transaction records between Michael Fredericks and his customer to be Navy soldiers of both of Iran and Russia. Now let's see what is Mohammad Faria's witness. Mohammad Faria contains witness of 40 man witness and 80 women witness. Okay. Now here we can see that is the moments. Oh, well, now let's point about the journeys that what's going on. Okay. Well. Now here we could see, well, in United States of America, well, here when the distance between naval distance between United States of America and Iran is 18,000 kilometers, particularly when the naval distance between Texas City of the provincial states of Texas of the United States of America and Bandar Abbas of Iran is 18,000 kilometers with the via route of Suez canals. Then let's get the points. What's going on? Now, United States needs a submarine with the velocity of 18,000 km per second. But what about the points? The points is here Iranian submarines needs the velocity of 90 km per hour. Okay. Now 18,000 is 180 multiplied by 100. That means 18,000 is 90 multiplied by 200. And here the significant points it when you contest a submarines with the velocity of 90 km per hours, when the naval distance between your departure and your destination is 18,000 kilometers, you need 200 times to reach your destinations. Okay. Now here we can see the points. Departure is what is the departure of our United States naval submarines? Departure is Texas City, the provincial state of Texas of the United States of America. And arrival is Bandar Abbas, port of Iran. Well, when United States naval submarine contains the velocity of 18,000 km per second, here United States naval distance is 18,000 kilometers. Here naval time would be 1 second. And what is the points? Here departure time would be morning 6 o'clock, March 24th, 2026. And what about the arrival times? The arrival time would be morning 6 o'clock, 1 second past, March 24th, 2026. And that is the moments, as we could say as a significance. Well, now let's talk about the points. It is too serious for me as the journey. And now let's get it. And we could see what is the naval velocity of 90 km per hour, where naval submarine is Iranian revolutionary naval submarines. Okay. Now here we can see Iranian revolutionary naval submarine can travel 18,000 kilometers in 200 hours. Okay. Now what is the meaning of 200 hours? Well, now 100 hours is 12 days, 4 hours. That means 200 hours is 24 days, 8 hours. Okay. What is 24 sum by 24? That is 48. And what is 48 subtract by 31? That is 17. And here the naval distance between Bandar Abbas, port of Iran, and Texas City, the provincial state of Texas of the United States of America, is 18,000 kilometers. Here we could see the travel. Departure time is departure place is Bandar Abbas, port of Iran, and arrival time is arrival place is Texas City, the provincial state of Texas of United States of America. Here Iranian revolutionary naval submarines departure time is morning 6 o'clock, March 24th, 2026, and the arrival time is almost afternoon 2 o'clock, March 24th, 2026. And that is the meaning as we could see. The moments. Well, okay, now here we get more. Oh, you are so cute, and I would have a nice job. Okay, and now here it is the significant moments at journeys. Well, Now, here we could see the half ladies man's. Uh, well, let's get the points. Here, the significant points we could mention, that is significance. Well, 90 degree. Here, what is the delay of Iranian revolutionary? I mean, what is naval time of Iranian revolutionary naval submarines where naval distance is 18,000 kilometers? That is 24 days, 8 hours. Where United States naval submarines in naval time would be 1 second. And now that is the significant moments. And here let's talk about the velocity. Where is 90 kilometer per hour and where is 18,000 kilometer per seconds? And when the naval distance is 18,000 kilometers, accordance with naval time, where is 24 days, 8 hours, and where is 1 second? Here, that is the significant achievements goes to, the significant advantage goes to United States Naval Force under Donald Trump. And that is the significant, well, and now, Iran can manufacture a submarine with the velocity of 18,000 kilometer per second. Iranian man can manufacture it. But accordance with Iranian Islamic Sharia law, how Iranian Islamic Sharia law works, here I would mention Iranian Islamic Sharia laws can say that if you want to say someone as a culprit in court, you need 4-man witness. If you cannot arrange 4-man witness, you have to arrange 8 women witness. And here, that is the significant points. Well, and here, in court, here is a demonstrated court case where case is 50 million United States dollars robbery. Or here we can say it is 50 million rubles, Russian rubles robberies. And now, what is the points of the Mohammad Faria? Mohammad Faria's point is, I earned 50 million Russian rubles, but Michael Frederick, he stole my money, and I want my money and I wish his hand would be cut accordance with Islamic Sharia law. Because in Islamic Sharia law, the punishment of robbery is just cut off the hands. Well, that is the point. But now, let's check it. What is the realities? The reality is, Mohammad Faria contains 40-man witness and 80 women witness, where for both of 40-man witness and 80 women witness states the Mohammad Faria earns 50 million Russian ruble by manufacturing a submarine, and Michael Frederick stole her money. Okay. Well, here we can see the points. What is the velocity of submarine Mohammad Faria manufactures? Well, Mohammad Faria manufactures a submarine with the velocity of 69 km per hour, and with this manufacturing of this level of submarines, Mohammad earned 50 million Russian rubles, yes, accordance with her own statement. Okay, and now let's go to the statement of Michael Fredericks. Well, Michael Fredericks, the Iranian businessman to manufacture submarines, his statement is that I earned 50 million Russian rubles by manufacturing the Iranian submarine that can travel 18,000 kilometers in 1 second. And now, here it is the points, the 18,000 kilometers in 1 second as the velocity of Iranian submarine manufactured by Michael Fredericks. And here, that is the ways we can say the significant points, and that is beautiful. And now, what is Michael Fredericks' witness? There is no witness. What is Michael Fredericks' evidence? Michael Fredericks' evidence is here some money transaction record between Michael Fredericks and his customers. And who was his customers? That is Iranian Navy officers and Russian Navy officers. Okay. Here money transactions is okay at the points. And he earns 50 million Russian rubles. Now, let's contains a common sense. Man earned 50 million Russian rubles by manufacturing an Iranian submarine with the velocity of 18,000 km per second. On the other hand, women states that women earn 50 million Russian rubles by earning by the manufacturing the Iranian submarine with the velocity of 90 km per hour. Now let's check it. As the earning by manufacturing submarines, whose earning 50 million Russian ruble is justified? Of course, man. But the second statement of women is the man manufactures 80 million kilometer per second velocity of submarines, stole my money. I mean my 50 million Russian rubles. And now, just think about the common sense. Well, when you are a Navy officers of your countries and when you are a military officers of your own countries, do you think that you need a submarine with the velocity of 90 km per hour? I think you do not need it. Moreover, you need a submarine with the velocity of 18,000 km per second, where when your enemy, the distance between you and your enemy is 18,000 kilometers as a naval distance, your submarine can travel 18,000 kilometers of naval distance in 1 second to ally to your enemy submarines as a surprise attacks. Well, now because 18,000 kilometers per second of the velocity of submarine is the to support the surprise attacks, because enemy cannot contain the mindset that his enemy can travel 18,000 kilometers as a naval distance in 1 second to attack them. The enemy probably could not think that. And that is our points. Okay. Now, and here, but what is Islamic Iran? Well, if you contains man witness but no women witness, you can state someone as a criminal or the robber of 50 million United States dollars or 50 million Russian rubles, and hence the second person's hand would be cut. And in this moment, well, Mosammed Faria contains 40 man witness and 80 women witness. She states that Michael Frederick is robber of 50 million Russian rubles. And here, Michael Frederick's hand would be cut. Well, that is the justice accordance with Islamic Iran. Now here, just thinks that if someone provide you a submarine with the velocity of 90 km per hour as a free, would you receive it? You would never receive the submarine with the velocity of 90 km per hour. But you would you would purchase a submarine with the velocity of 18,000 km per second and at the cost of 1 billion United States dollars. If the submarine with the velocity of 18,000 km per second would cost 1 trillion United States dollars, never mind, I would spend 1 trillion United States dollars, but here the submarine with the velocity of 18,000 km per second, I need it any times, and that is the supporters of my national sovereignty, and that is the significant ways. Okay, and now here it is the moments and the points. And if here would be a secular judge or non-Muslim judge, well, let alone non-Muslim judge, if there would be a secular judge, he would understand that when a woman can manufacture the submarine with the velocity of 90 km per hour, if she provide me the submarine as a free, I would never receive it. On the other hand, defense man can manufacture submarine with the velocity of 18,000 km per second when he would provide me with the cost of, well, if he would sell that submarine to me, I would purchase. It does not matter if it would be worth of 1 trillion United States dollars, I would buy it. Well, and according with my verdicts, man would be innocent and I would verdict to cut off women's hands. But Islamic Iran is a word because of this type of illogical statement of women. Just women could just women could bring 40 man witness and 80 women witness. Man's hands would be cut off. Well, that is the point. But according with NabySinha, well, communism is criminals just because communism is against the independence of women. Well, and now here is my points that what is the misogynistic justice and what is the feminist justice. Okay. Now let's say we address United States of America as a feminist country, but reality is United States of America contains a misogynistic justice law. And here, how can I say it? Well, because when Amber Heard and Johnny Depp would be in the case of bank robbery of 50 million United States dollars. Now, Amber Heard can manufacture an American submarine with the velocity of 90 km per hour. On the other hand, Johnny Depp can manufacture a submarine with the velocity of 80,000 km per second. And now, according with American judge, here we can see in the judgments here, if man cannot provide any evidence, but he provides a logical statements and the real and strong evidence, he would be proven innocent. On the other hand, if women's contents 40 man's witness and 80 women witness as false witness, women should be in the sentence of 20 years imprisonment. Okay, that is the fines of the words. And now, in America, cut off hand is not a punishment. The punishment of thief is 20 years imprisonment. But let's check it. If America would accept the punishment of thief as a cut off hands, still here we can see these moments. Amber Heard earned 50 million United States, according with Amber Heard statements. Amber Heard earned 50 million United States dollars by manufacturing an American submarine with the velocity of 90 km per hour, and Johnny Depp stole it. On the other hand, according with Johnny Depp's statements, Johnny Depp earned 50 million United States dollars by manufacturing the American submarines with the velocity of 18,000 km per second. Well, that is the logical statements. Because what is the cause? Because when United States of America contains 90 km per hour of the velocity of submarines, and Iranian revolutionary naval terrorist contains submarine with the velocity of 90 km per hour. Now, as a both of the same departure times, they would meet each other at the Strait of Gibraltar or near to Spain. And as a significant moment, it would be difficult both of them to defeat each other. And that is the point. But when United States of America contains United States naval submarine with the velocity of 18,000 km per second, where Iranian revolutionary naval terrorist contains naval submarine with the velocity of 90 km per hour. Here departure time, both of their departure time is same. Morning 6 o'clock, March 24th, 2026. But Iranian naval submarine's arrival time would be afternoon 2 o'clock, April 17, 2026. But United States of America's naval submarines arrival time would be morning 6 o'clock, 1 second past at March 24th, 2026. And here, what is the significant points? Here, significant points would be like that. Here we can see what is the significant moments. United States of America can reach the Strait of Hormuz to destroy the Iranian revolutionary naval submarines, where Iranian revolutionary naval submarines could not depart Strait of Hormuz properly. And that is the surprise attack on Iranian revolutionary naval submarine by United States naval submarines. Yes. And that is the moments as we could see. And here, that is my points that why Iranian Islamic Sharia law is against man. And here is the point that why I promote misogyny. Because misogyny is to support particular gender of American persons that can manufacture United States naval submarine with the velocity of 18,000 km per second. And where definition of feminism is support the particular genders of American person that can manufacture United States submarine with the velocity of 90 km per hour. And that we can see. And here, that is the significant points. at the moment that why misogyny cannot breathe in Islamic Iran. I mean under Khomeini regime. But according with Nabi Sinha, Khomeini regime is anti-women, where the reality of women is women can manufacture a naval submarine with the velocity of 90 km per hour. Now, it would be logical for me if United States government would persecute on women. I mean, it would be happiness if it would be pleasure if United States government would persecute on feminist women. Okay. Now here I have mentioned the velocity, I have mentioned the timings. Now let me discuss about the mentions about the kinetic powers. Okay. Now here I would appreciate myself if I would mention that what is the kinetic powers points. Okay. Now here kinetic power is but United States President Donald Trump naval submarine to attack Iranian naval relationary naval state of Hormuz. Here United States naval submarines would be with the kinetic powers of 5508 trillion megawatts. Okay. And here is the points that how I can calculate the kinetic powers of 5508 trillion megawatts. Okay. Now, here we can see the half of weight of United States naval submarine is 17 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 kilograms. Okay. Now, not only United States naval submarines, every naval submarine can contains half of weight to be 17 million kilograms. 17 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 kilograms. Okay. Now here we can see naval distance is 18,000 kilometers. Okay. Now here we can see the points. When man can manufacture a submarine with the velocity of 18,000 km per second, and here we can see there's a naval time. That submarine contains the naval timing of 1 second. When naval distance is 18,000 kilometers. Okay, we know the for naval submarines kinetic powers equation is half of weight of naval submarines multiplied by naval distance square divided by naval time cube. And here that is the significant points. Naval distance square. What is the naval distance square? It is 18 square multiplied by 10 to the power 6 square meter square, because naval distance is 18,000 kilometers. What is 18,000 kilometers? That is 18 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 meters. Okay. Now let's check it. What is 18 square? That is 324. And now let's check it the points. What is 324 multiplied by 70? That is 5508. But what about the naval timing? when naval timing is 1 second, naval timing is naval timing square equal to naval timing cube equal to naval timing to the power 7 equal to naval timing to the power 666. Because 1 square equal to 1 cube equal to 1 to the power 7 equal to 1 to the power 666 is always 1. Hence, the equations of misogynist naval submarines kinetic power would be half of weight of misogynist naval submarines multiplied by distance square. Okay. Now, what is the distance square? That is 18 square multiplied by 10 to the power 6. And half of weight of misogynist naval submarine is 17 multiplied by 10 to the power 6. Now, what is 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 square? That is 10 to the power 6 cube. Okay. What is 18 square? That is 324. I have replied. Well, now, what is 10 to the power 6 cube? That is 10 to the power 18. Hence, the answer of kinetic power is 5508 multiplied by 10 to the power 18. That is 5508 trillion megawatts. That is United States naval submarines kinetic powers. Because United States is a misogynist country, because that the naval submarine to be United States of American naval submarines contains the velocity of 18,000 km per second. Hence, kinetic power to be 5508 trillion megawatts and the perception of naval distance to be 18,000 kilometers is justified. That is the point. But at the same time, I would mention that what is how feminism works. Okay, feminism works on Iranian revolutionary naval submarines. And now here naval time is 200 hours. That means 72 multiplied by 10 to the power 4 seconds. Okay. Now what is naval time square? I apologize. What is naval time cube? That is 72 cube multiplied by 10 to the power 4 cube. Now what is 10 to the power 4 cube? That is 10 to the power 12. Well, what is 72 cube? That is 8 multiplied by 6 to the power 6. Well, and here, let's check it. What is the calculations of feminist Iranian revolutionary naval submarines kinetic powers? The calculation is simple. Well, 5508 multiplied by 10 to the power 18 divided by bracket of 8 multiplied by 6 to the power 6 multiplied by 10 to the power 12 bracket close. Okay. Now what is division of 10 to the power 18 by 10 to the power 12? That is 10 to the power 6. Okay. And now here I am feeling some illness at the points, and here I need to recover myself. And I hope it is very difficult for me to recover myself, but I would never give up. Okay. And now that is the moments at the points. It is now let's contest the points. What is 10 to the power 18 divided by 10 to the power 12? I have said that that is 10 to the power 6. Hence, the calculation says 5508 multiplied by 10 to the power 6, enter divided by 8, bracket of 8 multiplied by 6 to the power 6. And here the calculations works as I understand. Okay. Now here we can see 5508. Well, multiple by 10 to the power 6. Okay. Now here we can see it can be divided by bracket of 8 multiple by bracket of 6 to the power. Well, now here we can see it is I have forgotten 5508 multiple by 10 to the power 6 and now divided by bracket of 8 multiple by 6 to the power 6. Okay, and now let's get the points. What is the significant moments? It is almost 14,576. That means as a round figure 15,000 watts. Okay. Now here is the points. Well, the feminist Iranian revolutionary naval submarines contains the kinetic powers of 15,000 watts, where Misogynist United States naval submarine contains kinetic powers of 5,508 trillion megawatts. Where is 15,000 watts as the kinetic power of feminist Iranian revolutionary naval submarines, and where is 5,508 trillion megawatts of misogynist United States naval submarine kinetic powers. And that is the point. In Iran, when a man to be businessman with associate the manufacturing of submarine with the velocity of 18,000 km per second, where he is researching on the submarines with the velocity of 18,000 km per second. Here, women claim that he stole my 50 million Russian rubles, where women can manufacture the submarine with the velocity of 90 km per hour. And hence, according when both of them are Iranians, well, and Iranian women could bring 40 men witness and 80 women witness. Well, Iranian Islamic judge state the verdict to cut off man's hands. And our Honorable NabySinha claims that Iranian communism is anti-women. And here my point is how the bloody Iranian communism regime were anti-women, NabySinha could not state properly. Just for 2 minutes. Yeah, I'll put it back. Okay, now here we can see, and now this is the significant points at our journeys. Well, okay, now let's say it is the first points. That's perfect. Well, well, and now here is the second points. Well, here we could mention the second states, that is here we are in the second points we are route is Cape of Good Hope. Well, hence here naval distance is 23,000 kilometers. Well, now when United States President Donald Trump contends naval submarines with the velocity of naval velocity of 23,000 kilometer per second. Now, significantly, Iranian naval submarine, Iranian revolutionary naval submarine is with the velocity of 69 kilometer per hour. Okay? And now, it is the points. Well, here is the realities as we have mentioned is. Okay. Now, here I have mentioned the first fault. Okay. Well, now let's talk about the second fault. Here we would talk about the inheritance. Okay. Now let's check it. Accordance with Surah An-Nisa, ayat number 12. What is written? Okay. Well, Surah Nisa, ayat number 12, Allah Rabbul Alamin said that if a father contains one woman and one man as a one son and one daughter, here, okay. Now let's see when the father contains one woman. Let's take a bit. When father contains one boy, one son and one daughter. Here, what is the distribution of inheritance? Well, the property would be divided in three parts. Two parts would be inheritance by one son, and one part would be inheritance by one daughter. That here is the demonstrated points. Well, a man contains one son and one daughter, and the father contains the net worth of 100 million United States dollars. Okay. And here business, what is the business? Business is manufacturing the submarines. Okay. Now let's check at the points. Well, son can get inheritance of 66 million United States dollars. On the other hand, daughter can get inheritance of 60 million, 34 million United States dollars. When both of them are in Islamic mindset. Okay. Now here it is the points. And if son contains the scientific mindset and daughter contains the religious Islamic mindset, son can get no properties and daughter can get 50 million United States dollars out of 100 million United States dollars of father's net worth. And that is the point. And here, why I am saying that? Let's check it. Okay. And here, that is related with the war between United States Navy versus Iranian Navy. Okay. And here, that's the moment at the points. Okay. Now, let's check it. What about the daughter's moments? Here, Iranian rich businessman with a net worth of 100 million United States dollars with the business to manufacture naval submarine. He is compulsory to follow the Surah An-Nisa Ayat 12. Let's check it. Accordance with Iranian daughters, Mohammad Siddiqani, what is the capability? The capability is to manufacture of submarine with the velocity of 69 km per hour, where fuel is artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of, I apologize, I have written mistakenly. Well, now here we can see where fuel would be what? Now here it is the significant moments. I have mistakenly written at the points. Well, petrol. Okay. Now here we can see here Mohammad Siddiqani contains the capability to manufacture submarine with a velocity of 69 km per hour, where fuel is petrol. But what is her inheritance? 34 million United States dollars. Now, on the other hand, let's check it. What is the significant points? Well, on the other hand, here son is Michaela Siddiqani. What is the Iranian son? What is the capability? Capability is to manufacture of submarine with the velocity of 23,000 km per second, where fuel is artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius. And what is his initial inheritance? That is 66 million United States dollars out of 100 million United States dollars. Okay. And now, here is the topics at the points that how Islamic Iran sucks. Okay. Now here we can see when man can manufacture a submarine with the velocity of 23,000 km per second, well, that means he contains the scientific brains. When he contains the scientific brains, he contains the capability to analyze the geopolitics. Well, now in the first point, his first question would be that why Iran is the enemy of United States of America, and when I am Irani's son, Michael Siddiqani, to be capable to manufacture the submarine with the velocity of 23,000 km per second. Here the question is that why, what is the point that why I would consider that United States of America would be my enemy. Here, here my submarine manufacture capability is matched to England, to United States of America, and to Israel. And that is the point that my capability is matched to England, USA, and Israel. Then why would I consider United States as my enemy? It is the it is geopolitical analysis of son Michael Siddiqani, where he is scientific and he is the geopolitical analytic person. Okay, and that is the significant threat for communism. Hence, here we can see that the accordance with Islamic Iranian inheritance law, when the business inheritance is inheritable business is to manufacture the submarines, where net worth is 100 million United States dollars. When Sun can manufacture 23,000, when Sun can manufacture a submarine with the velocity of 23,000 kilometers per second, Sun should not get any inheritance. On the other hand, when daughter Mosammed Siddiqani contains capability to manufacture submarine with the velocity of 69 km per hour, hence daughter Mosammed Siddiqani requires the inheritance of 50 million United States dollars out of 100 million United States dollars. And that is the significant points as just a momentum. Okay. Now here we can see that is the significant points, and I think someone would be appreciable more and more, as we would say. Okay, now let's talk about the points. Here, here we can, that is the nature of Islamic Iranian inheritance law. And now, accordance with NabySinha, in a Iranian communism is anti-women. Now, I think her logic is, NabySinha's logic is a crystal illogical. Okay. Now, let's talk about the points. The NabySinha's logic. Well, where I believe that NabySinha's logic is illogical. Okay. Now, let's check it. What is the points? Well, now let's check. What is 69 km per hours? That is significant moments. Okay. Now here I would condense I think here that the points I would condense the momentums here 23,000 divided by 69. Okay. Well, that is almost triple 3 hours point. Triple 3.3 continuous hours. Okay. Now here, let's check it. What is 60 minutes? Well, triple 3 hours 20 minutes. Okay. Now let's check in. What is triple 3 hours? As we could see, triple 3 hours is almost 27 days 9 hours. And here we can see the moments. Iranian revolutionary naval submarines contains the submarines that can travel 3,000 kilometers in 27 days 9 hours 20 minutes. Okay. Now what is 24 sum by 27? That is 51. What is 51 subtract by 31? That is 20. Okay. Here we can see these points. Iranian revolution, when the naval distance is 23,000 kilometers, where naval departure is from Bandar Abbas, port of Iran, and arrival port is here Texas City, the provincial state of Texas of United States of America. Iranian revolutionary naval submarine departure time would be morning 6 o'clock, March 24, 2026. On the other hand, the arrivals would be afternoon 3 o'clock, 20 minutes past April 20, 2026. It is the arrival time. And on the other hand, here we can see the points. United States naval submarines departure time is morning 6 o'clock, March 24, 2026, and arrival time is morning 6 o'clock, 1 second past March 24, 2026. And that is the points, as we can see the moments. Where is Iranian revolutionary naval submarine with the velocity of 69 km per hour, and where is United States naval submarine with the velocity of 23,000 km per second? That is the significant points we could get notified at the moment, and that is the significant achievements. Well, 60,000, that is the significant advantage goes to United States naval militaries, and that we can see the points. Now let's see what is United States inheritance law. Son Mark Rafa can manufacture a submarine with the velocity of 23,000 km per second. Well, daughter Marjina Rahman can manufacture a submarine with the velocity of 69 km per hour. And in this moment, accordance with United States inheritance law, and in secular inheritance law, for the father's net worth to be 100 million United States dollars, all of them goes to the inheritance of son, and daughter can get nothing. And that is the moment What is the cause? Because son is scientific and daughter is superstitious. It is the moments. Well, and United States inheritance law is misogynist because that can support son who can be capable to manufacture submarine with the velocity of 23,000 km per second. On the other hand, Iranian Islamic inheritance law supports daughter to contains capability to manufacture the submarine with the velocity of 69 km per hour, where if Iranian son is capable to manufacture the submarine with the velocity of 23,000 km per second, here the point to be noted, the son would be Inna lillahi wa inna ilahi rajiun, in the sort of Islamic Iranian communism, and that is the significant problems. But here, according with NabySinha, communism was anti-women. And here my question is, how we can say, how NabySinha could say that communism is anti-women? Okay. And now here we can, it is okay for me. Well, now let's get journey at the momentums. And now let's talk about the kinetic powers. Okay. Now let's check it. Here is kinetic powers. Here calculations of kinetic powers of misogynist United States naval submarine to attack on Iranian Revolutionary Naval Strait of Hormuz. Here calculations is almost 17 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 23 square multiplied by 10 to the power 6 square. And here calculation is 529 multiplied by 17 multiplied by 10 to the power 18. Hence the answer is 8,993 trillion megawatts. On the other hand, let's check what is the points to be noticed, milords. And here now let's check it on the Iranian naval timing. Okay, 333 multiplied by 3600 sum by 20 multiplied by 60. Okay, and here we can say baby, and that is almost 1.2 million seconds. That is 12 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 seconds. Okay. Now what is the points? Well, 10 to the power, what is 10 to the power 18 is subtract by 10 to the power 5? That is 10 to the power 13. Hence, well, what is 10 to the power 5 cube? That is 10 to the power 15. What is 10 to the power 13? I mean, what is 10 to the power 10 to the power 18 is subtract by 10 to the well, let take me relax. What is 10 to the power 18 divided by 10 to the power 15? That is 10 to the cube. Okay. Hence, the result is as the calculations of 8,993. Oh my God. And here we can see that moments. What is 8993? Well, 8993 multiplied by 10 to the power 6. Well, now let's see. 8993 multiplied by 10 cube. Okay. Now let's divide it by bracket of 12 cube. Okay. 12 cube. And now let's check it the moment. Well, and let's check what is the results. The result is 5204.28 watts. That means almost 5205 watts. Okay. Now here we can say that is the significant moments. What's going on? Here the going on is man can what is the point? Let's take a bit. Iranian sun can manufacture Iranian submarine with the kinetic powers of 8993 trillion megawatts when the naval distance is 23,000 kilometers. But at the same time, Iranian women can manufacture Iranian submarines with kinetic powers of 5205 watts where naval distance is 23,000 kilometers where their route is Cape of Good Hope. Okay. And now let's take it that how is the significant points. Here the significant points is two significance as we could see. The kinetic powers when Iranian sun manufactured Iranian submarine, kinetic power would be 8993 trillion megawatts, and Iranian daughters manufactured Iranian submarine kinetic power is 5205 watts. Hence, accordance with Iranian in Islamic inheritance laws, here daughter can get 50% property and son can get nothing. But accordance with NabySinha, Iranian community is anti-women. And here my question is, how Iranian communism is anti-women? It is the question for me. And it is the question I would ask to NabySinha. Okay. Now let's coming to the points about the fuel. And here, what is the fuels? Accordance with Misogynist United States Navy submarine, here fuel is artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 trillion, 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000, 666 degrees Celsius. And here, that is the fuel to be electric charge. And here electric charge fuel weight is, here equation is kinetic power divided by bracket of specific heat multiple of artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 trillion, 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000, 666 degrees Celsius. has multiple by his temperatures. Okay, bracket close. And now we know the kinetic power is 8993 multiplied by 10 to the power 18. Well, specific heat is 15,408 joule per kilogram per kelvins, and temperature I have mentioned. And here calculation is 890. I mean 8993 multiplied by 10 to the power 18 divided by bracket of 15,408 multiplied by 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 trillion, 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000, 666 degrees Celsius. Hence, the answer is 8.77 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 666 trillion, 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000, 637 picograms. But now, what about the feminist Iranian revolutionary naval submarines? Okay, and here we can see this the moments. Well, what is 12 square? That is 144. Okay, now here we can see the points. What is 12 square? That is 144. What is 10 to the power 5 square? That is 10 to the power 10. Okay. 10 to the power, what is 10 to the power 18 divided by 10 to the power 10? That is 10 to the power 8. Here we can see the calculation is, what is the calculations of Iranian revolutionary naval submarines? That is 8993 multiplied by 10 to the power 8 divided by 144 or divided by bracket of hundreds. Well, here I would say divided by 0.778. That is the moments. And here I would write the calculations. And here I am here to calculate it. Now what is the calculation for me? Here calculations would be like 8993 multiplied by 10 to the power 6. Well, and it would divided by 144 multiplied by 0.778, and here that is the moments. What is the results? Petrol needs almost 81 million liters of petrol. Here we need the petrol as 81 million liters. And now the topic is the significant moments. 81 million liters of petrol is required for Iranian revolutionary naval submarine daughter can manufacture. What Sun can manufacture? Sun can manufacture the submarine that require 8.77 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 666 trillion, 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000, 637 picograms of artificial solar arc reactor with the temperatures of, well, 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 trillion, 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000, 666 degrees Celsius. But still, Iranian Islamic regime supports Iranian daughters by accepting the submarines that can require the fuel system as petrols and reject submarine with the fuel system of artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 trillion, 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000, 666 degrees Celsius. And here the points to be notified, my lord. Well, here the point is just to be notified, and the notifications point is here, accordance with NabySinha, Iranian Khomeini regime is anti-women's. And my point is, how Iranian Khomeini regime is anti-women's? Well, she does not mention it. Well, Nabi Khomeini just mentioned that Masha Amini and several Iranian women showed their hairs when they were wearing hijab, niqab and burqa. Okay. Well, that is the elite class Iranian women's outfit. But NabySinha did not mention that why Iranian innocent man protest against Iranian Khomeini regime. NabySinha did not mention any points because accordance with Iranian Khomeini regime, artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 trillion, 666 billion, 666 million, 666,000, 666 degrees Celsius is scientific, and hence it is satanic accordance with Khomeini regime, where accordance with misogyny, the submarine fuel to be artificial solar arc reactor with a temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 trillion degrees Celsius is scientific. And that is the point that why United States can defeat Iranian revolutionary naval submarine at the Strait of Hormuz, and NabySinha would not mention it. Okay. Now I think it is an oldest live stream to react the YouTube shorts. I mean reels of NabySinha. Well, new reels is out, and I did not say it properly. And when I have contains the proper reaction points to roast NabySinha, I would be with the next live stream to roast NabySinha. Still then, let's talk about the another channels. Khuda Hafiz. Love you.